This is Star Wars in Character, the podcast that takes a closer look at some of the characters in the Star Wars universe you probably never noticed. Backstories, histories, and details you never knew, wanted to know, or ever need to know. Now here are this week's panelists of Star Wars in Character.
Today we are talking about Hammerhead. Hammerhead's only appearance is in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope in the Star Wars Saga. My name is Chewy Chris. Today I am joined by Minoc Matt, Darth Dave, and now Tauntaun Tim, who's going to give us 3 facts about Hammerhead.
All right. Well, first off, Hammerhead, the Hammerhead that we're referring to is known as Momaw Nadon. He was one of the Cantina residents. He is an Ithorian from the jungle planet Ithor.
He lived in the Cantina? He's a Cantina resident?
On a cot.
You mean patron?
He resides. He's a patron, a denizen.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
I thought if I said denizen, it would come off as too hoity-toity.
Yeah, because there's a chance that's going to happen in this show.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny when not to get off topic, but I realized I found out while doing my Hammerhead research that the Cantina actually has a name.
Oh,
that's
interesting.
It's called Shalman's Cantina.
Shalman?
Is that a person?
I don't know who Shalman is. I figured I'd wait until we did
Shalman,
the Cantina guy, the owner or the bartender, before I dug into that one. But apparently the Cantina actually has an official name of Shalman's.
That is amazing that we actually managed to produce something that Tim did not know about Star Wars already.
Yeah,
really.
Well, does that guy have a name? The bar, we don't serve their kind. Does he have a name?
Were
what?
Sure.
So he's not Shalman or Salman.
He's not. Well, I don't know. Maybe his last name is Shalman.
First name.
Not sure. But this particular podcast is about Momaw Nadon. I looked it up and I found some interesting backstory for Momaw Nadon, which is hard to say. I always just want to call him Hammerhead. I hate calling him Momaw Nadon, but
Hammerhead.
Yeah.
All right. He was a high priest on his home planet of Ithor, which was a jungle planet. And their planet was known for their it was kind of like an agricultural oasis, and the Hammerheads all they considered their agricultural technology and knowledge as sacred, so it was kind of like a trade secret. They didn't really want to give it up. And the Empire, after the fall of the Republic, the Empire wanted to gain their agricultural technology, and Momaw was sort of gave it up to sort of protect the planet. They were attacking the planet, destroying it, and so to keep them from attacking the planet any further, he just sort of said, "All right, here's our secrets." And from there, he was exiled from Ithor and ended up taking residency on Tatooine.
Wow. I'm sorry, what was that again?
Can you repeat that?
What's that again? I missed it all.
He's an exile. He's a priest. He's a priest in exile. He's kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Kenobi's kind of the same thing.
So if Han and Leia got married, could Hammerhead be their priest?
He is a priest. He's a high priest. So yeah, he could.
If he's a priest,
why's he drinking? Is he like a pedophile and out comes Chris Hansen?
Well, I don't know.
Wait,
that
what?
little guy he's sitting next to is...
What just happened?
Wait.
He's a pedophile. He's Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen?
Yeah, the guy for, what's that show?
Dateline NBC.
Dateline.
Oh, okay. Wow. Whew. Okay, I get it now.
I thought you called him a pedophile.
I'm Chris
Hansen.
Hansen.
You called him a pedophile with cancer. I was like, what? I was like, I don't know.
Oh, my God.
All right.
So this is all stuff that was written years and years after the fact, right?
No, George put this much thought into anything he's ever done. Only Hammerhead. Never how to tie the two trilogies together, but he thought this much out about Hammerhead.
I'm assuming that this probably came up in that Tales from the Cantina book, which I never actually read the whole thing. I read the Greedo, but that's about it.
Not more than an hour or so ago, we watched the scene, the only scene that he's in the very first Star Wars movie.
Yes.
With a stopwatch.
I want to ask Matt and Tim, give us what you think how long he is in the movie.
How long is Hammerhead on screen? We have an official number.
We do.
You may have told me already, just a few minutes ago.
Oh.
I would say minimum 4 seconds, no more than 8 seconds.
Pretty good, Tim.
Tim knows his shit.
He's on screen for 5.6 seconds.
Yep.
Woo!
And your backstory was about 5 minutes. So he's a farmer. He's kind of like E.T. Like were like.
Well, that's actually, there's a resemblance.
The fingers.
There is.
He's got E.T. fingers.
Wow.
I don't think you saw his fingers in the movie.
Just on the action figure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now here's a question. Bringing up the action figure, why did Hasbro or Kenner or whoever put the first ones out decide to give him a blue shirt?
It was cold.
A tank top, no less.
Tank top.
I don't think that there were actual photos of the full costume or of the full character. I think the only photos that were probably given to Kenner were probably of just that one shot.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I looked at that shot too. I didn't time it like those two dorks, but I watched it and he's clearly wearing a brown something. Why was it a blue wife beater when they did the figure?
Actually, he's wearing an old lady bathing suit. Is really what he's wearing
from the 40s.
Because the blue wife beater made him look way more badass than a little, and plus the gun than of a botanist or whatever it was.
When I was a kid, the Hammerhead was actually the first ever Star Wars figure I got. I won it at some picnic. And I think this was before I had ever actually seen.
That has got to be the lamest story you've ever told, I think. And that's a long list, man.
It was, I won it at some picnic as I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I hadn't even seen Star Wars in terms of memory, but I just remember Hammerhead is the first figure I ever got.
Was it used? Like half the paint, one eye was rubbed off?
No, it was still in the package, and everybody got a prize at this picnic thing, and mine was Hammerhead.
They did that with a lot of the figures. The Greedo wasn't wearing the clothes. He wore the Walrus Man. I mean, they were all off. You'd think the people at Kenner could have plunked down another $3 and watched the movie and took some notes.
Sure, yeah. I mean, mixed another shade of brown. Why did we didn't have to go blue? And if he's clearly a botanist, why did they arm him? And a priest or whatever he is.
Where's his collar at?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come. This is so flawed.
I do remember though having this action figure as a kid, and I used to go around the house seriously like hammering stuff to give Hammerhead.
That's awesome.
So you didn't take it as his head looked like a hammerhead shark?
No, I didn't even
as like
as
an
a
actual
hammer.
Right.
Yeah, seriously, I did.
Oh, what did you do with Princess Wrench Legs?
I fixed my bike.
Well, I can't wait to hear fact number 2.
It's funny. The toy when it came out was called Hammerhead, and then at some point, I don't know where they came up with the name Momaw Nadon, but Lucasfilm officially gave him a name in 1978 of Hammerhead, which never was used in anything official. Hammerhead. Yeah, Ammerha. Hammerhead.
What?
But you know what? It's interesting because on set it said that they referred to him as Hammerhead, so I guess that's where the name started. But where the Hammerhead thing came around, I don't know. It's weird because Lucasfilm giving anything a name, any of these background characters' names, I thought was kind of weird. Because most of the time Kenner came up with the names, and it was just kind of strange that Lucasfilm actually decided to try to give a name, and when they gave the name, Kenner was like, screw you guys.
Yeah. Well, the ones that the other creatures in the Creature Cantina that didn't get action figures, did they have names? I mean, or was it a matter of Kenner forcing them to give these characters names that they made toys of? Because there's a bunch of other people. I'm sure they exist now, but back in the day, there was just Snaggletooth, Hammerhead, Greedo, and Walrus Man. That was about it. Those 4 people made up the entire population of the Creature Cantina when you were playing.
And they gave everyone a gun, even though you never saw a gun.
Yeah.
It says here that it sold for $1.99 back in the day.
Oh, man.
God damn.
Those were the days.
Have you bought anything $1.99 in the past 5 years, Star Wars related, Chris?
No, even the little dog tags that I buy for Luke once in a while.
$2.99.
Are they? Yeah, they are $2.99. Yeah.
Damn.
Those character marbles that I fell in love with are like $5 a pop for a freaking marble.
Okay, that's the most pathetic story you've told. The last one, I take it back from your last one.
Podcast isn't over yet.
Unfortunately, they did not make a Momaw Nadon marble. I would have bought it.
Oh well.
I love Hammerhead. He just
come on. What did he do in 5.6 seconds made you love him?
He's actually in 2 different scenes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the second one.
When Han shoots Greedo.
Oh, but he's still at the same table. And he okay, so instead of his head moving down slowly, it jerks up quickly.
He looks over and he goes, what's that?
He makes a noise.
Babaloo.
There's a character. There's a guy sitting at his table and he's making this kind of low murmuring sound, and there's a what'd you say the guy looked like?
Ghostface.
The Scream killer in the background.
Yeah.
The call is coming from the house. Hello, Hammerhead.
Hammerhead. All right, fact number 3.
Do it.
The screen used Hammerhead was not a costume, but it was actually a puppet designed by one of the ILM designers, Ron Cobb. But it was actually worked by 2 ILM techs, John Berg, who moved the head, and Phil Tippett, who controlled the eyes via a remote control.
That's a lot of work for such a short scene.
Yeah.
You see John Berg, Tim?
Yeah, we got John Berg this past convention.
Yes, we did.
I don't remember what he was, character I don't remember what character they said he was playing, but he was at this last celebration. I forget which one he was.
No,
he's kind of a tall, goofy looking dude.
Wow, that narrowed it down. That narrowed the crowd down at Celebration, as opposed to the short, stumpy looking dudes.
Yeah, oh, they were there too. But apparently, the scenes with Hammerhead were not part of the original primary shoot. These were actually some of the pickup shots that they made in L.A. When George Lucas came back and wasn't pleased with the cantina, and he wanted things to be more alien. So they quickly created all these new aliens like Greedo and Hammerhead. And if you look at the picture of Hammerhead, you can tell that the thing wasn't completely finished, and his outfit is basically just a brown sheet that's tied around like a little kid's cape.
Not a blue wife beater.
Not a blue old lady bathing suit.
You brought up that the refilming of some of the alien scenes. That's something I actually had known at one point too, and it distracts me in that scene now. It doesn't ruin it, but it distracts me now because wherever I wish I could give credit to. I can't give credit to where I learned this. I don't remember, but they said it was filmed on a really small set, and there was a window on the set. So every time you see this window in the background, those are reshoots. And damned, as soon as wherever I read that or heard that, I can't stop but look at that window in the background now.
Yeah.
It's weird when I see those scenes. You can kind of tell what was filmed in L.A. and what was filmed. I think the original shots were filmed in London, but there's 2 very distinct looks of that set. Where the London set seemed a little brighter, whereas the LA set always seemed a little darker to me.
Sure, yeah.
I never knew the reshoots. I always just thought it was the same thing. I never noticed any kind of difference.
Hence the two different Greedos. There's the Paul Blake Greedo, and then there's the Maria Daragon Greedo. There you see the photos of Greedo wearing high heels. So when I think all the shots of Greedo from behind were reshoots, and all the shots of Greedo from the where you see his face were all primary shoots.
I only know recently how Hammerhead talks due to the Clone Wars cartoon.
He has in the one the old cartoon.
Yeah.
He has those like gills on the side, according to the one that came out like in 2004.
Oh, that one. You said old cartoon. I was thinking there was something even older than that. But you're talking about the 2-minute ones, right?
Yeah, the micro series. Yeah.
It's like on the side of his head. It's like a long mouth.
Yeah, but there's the Samurai Jack guy. That cartoon.
Yeah.
He was a Jedi. Whatever. I mean, what is it?
Whatever.
Yeah.
It was like a Jedi version of that.
He had some kind of Ithorian force power where he could like shoot like these sonic waves at something. It was pretty crazy.
Duh.
I got a random moment of geekdom on my part about that original series that you're talking about. I saw a commercial for it like the night it was supposed to air. Knew nothing about it. Had no idea what it was. I had to go somewhere that night, so I was like, "What is this? Is it a movie? Is it a cartoon? Is it the whole series?" So I set like a videotape or a VHS tape for like 4 hours to make sure I didn't miss it, not knowing that it was like the premiere episode in only 2 minutes. So I got like 2 minutes of it and like 3.5 hours of Powerpuff Girls or something after that.
That cartoon.
Those shows were funny because they were like 3 minutes long, and when they would since they were so short, when they would show you the preview for next week's episode was literally like a 1 second shot.
Yeah. Because if they showed you anything more, you'd see the whole episode.
They'd show you like half a second of a space battle.
Yep.
That was tune in next week to see this. Blah, blah, blah. There we go.
And we watched.
They use Ithorians quite a bit. There isn't an episode of the current Clone Wars series that goes by without seeing an Ithorian. I think the idea among the Clone Wars crew now is the Ithorian is the most Star Wars-y character they can stick in there. If you stick an Ithorian in the scene, it just feels more Star Wars. It probably I guess there are about 60 episodes already. I would say 40 of those episodes feature a Hammerhead at some point.
Well, they're construction workers, right? They pound the nails with their head, according to Chris.
That's right.
I built a house.
6 billion of them died on the second Death Star.
Tim, that's the funniest thing you've ever said.
The designer Ron Cobb, who designed the Hammerhead, he even wrote in like a little like history for the Hammerhead, which I think they kind of used, and he described the creature as a peaceful, aquatic, and religion-based creature. So I guess that's where the high priest sort of thing. I don't know where the aquatic comes from, but he said that in his notes for it, he said that the religion for this creature was based on tying and untying knots. Yeah.
Wow. Someone thought of that. That's awesome.
That would be Ron Cobb. Let's give credit where credit is due. Ron Cobb.
Are you done with your 13 facts?
Yeah, I got to the bottom of my page.
All right. Matthew.
Yes, Christopher.
Do you have any Hammerhead websites?
I do. And actually, I had a couple to choose from, and oddly enough, they're all about the same subject, and that was making a Hammerhead costume. But there was only one site that actually gave any detail, like from the beginning, literally putting the first piece together to the end product. So that's the one I picked. The site is called spatcave.com. And if you search their projects under costumes, you'll find this. Or if you want to go directly to it, it's a little longer. It's spatcave.com/hammerheadmask.htm. And we'll, of course, have this link on our site with this podcast on our Facebook page. But until we do, if you want to check it out, that's the whole address. I mean, it's a homemade thing, so take it for what it's worth. But they're the only ones that showed how they did it from beginning to end. I wish some of these others did. There's actually one guy who made a costume based after the figure we were just talking about with the blue outfit and everything, but it's just his final picture. So because of the effort and detail they put up, that's the one I picked to share this episode.
I saw the picture of that, the full body one that you were talking about based on the character. I thought that was really awesome.
It is, yeah.
Wasn't there a person, Tim, at C5, I think, that was dressed as Hammerhead?
I think you're right.
So impressed of the costume, of how it had everything and the curved head.
Yeah, I think you're right. I seem to remember that. There were awesome costumes at that. That's one of the highlights of those conventions, are seeing the people in those costumes, seeing the weird costumes, like the ones you would never expect to see. Yeah, and that was one of them.
Cool, great website.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, I did a good job typing in Star Wars Hammerhead and just picking something off Google. This one. Yeah, this will work.
Great job.
Now, if our memory serves us right, we do a little trivia.
Oh, yay.
Yay, trivia.
I think it's Chris 2, Matt 2.
No, Matt 1.
2, Matt 1.
That's correct.
So Matt's losing.
And he's proud of it.
He's proud of it.
Damn straight. Matt has most of a life out of the four of us.
All right, who's first? Chris, you're first.
Oh boy.
All right, this is the order we did it in before.
Okay.
All right, so if you get this wrong, Matt, who follows you, can steal.
Okay.
And if Matt gets it wrong, then Tim can steal. I cannot steal because I have seen the answer, so you're gonna have to pick another part for me.
I will.
Are you ready?
Yes.
What rebel pilot boasted, quote, "Right now I feel like I could take on the whole empire myself." Right now I feel I could take on the whole empire myself. Little deliberation here.
I got two answers. I'm trying to think when one of them said it.
Right now, there are several Star Wars fans who are laughing at you.
And Tim's one of them.
And Tim is one of them.
I know the answer. Yes, I do. There was a Family Guy joke based on this.
I got a pretty strong guess, too. That's scary.
Oh.
All right, here it is. I'm telling you both the answers, but I will pick one of them, okay?
All right. You will get no response from me
response
until you give me your final answer.
And the obvious one's Luke or Biggs. I remember maybe them talking. I'm going to do this. I'm going with Luke.
Hey, dear.
That's incorrect.
Okay.
You dick. I mean, oh, dear.
So we're going to go to
Matthew
with a chance to steal.
Okay, I might not have the name right, but help me, not help me, Tim, but I'm going to discuss this just to rub Chris's nose in it. I believe Chris was referring to the wrong movie. Is that correct? Because Biggs is not in the movie.
Yes.
Okay, because Biggs is not in this movie. Because I think it's the battle before, or I think it's set in the Snowspeeder, not in an X-Wing. And it was his co-pilot. Now, the name, I know that's a scene. I'm almost sure. And I think that the guy's name is Dak.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
Steals.
I actually
Chris.
went, yeah. Okay.
We met Dak at the last celebration. John Morton.
Wow.
Who talked my ear off.
Oh, really?
Because, apparently he works now.
Was that the guy when I went with you that day?
The big guy?
The guy with the picture book?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I remember that. That was
him.
That was like the 1 hour I was there. Literally.
He will talk your ear up. Because I asked him, I told him, I said, I heard you work in national security. He's like, oh, yeah. And then he was showing us all the pictures from Star Wars, and he was also in Superman 2.
He was showing you the pictures. I was about to get in a fist fight with Gary Kurtz. Or Kurtz,
right.
whatever his name is.
Yeah, he was showing. He just wanted a friend.
Thank you.
Real nice guy. Real nice guy, John Morton. But yeah, he'll talk your ear off, whether you want him to or not.
Well, with that, Matt has caught you.
He has.
Oh, Chris, that's really going to make you feel bad that we have the same score now.
Chris, you suck.
I did.
Burn.
I do.
All right.
It was.
Now that means it's Tim's turn. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So if Tim gets this wrong. I have actually not seen the answer to this, so I could steal it if Tim doesn't get it. But the chances of that happening, I think, are pretty slim because Tim's a dork. So here we go.
Tim knows 3 names for Hammerhead. There's no way he can get this wrong.
Yeah. Your question is,
Hammerhead.
who was called both a fool, in quotes, and a great man, in quotes? Who was called both a fool and a great man?
That would be Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Chris, why don't you look just in case he's wrong?
Where's the hyphen at? In Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You don't know, do you? You're wrong. Yes, Tim. Good job.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Your streak is alive. Now, Chris,
I remember Luke goes, he's a great man. And I guess Han probably called him a fool.
All right, Dave.
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Who was Han trying to bargain with when he yelled, "You're throwing away a fortune here"?
That would be... Pausing to make it dramatic. That would be Jabba the Hutt.
1 T or 2?
2.
Correct.
Hey.
No, there's only one in the...
That's just that. That's a good one.
So, that means it's Matt and Chris
2.
with 2. Dave and Tim
With 3.
with 3.
I couldn't be in better company, Chris.
Thank you, man. I'm not that good. Trust me. I'll put you. I'll be getting more wrong.
You'll get plenty of chances to catch up.
Don't you worry. So I guess that's it. All right. Thank you for listening to our Star Wars and Characters discussion about Hammerhead, or like Tim likes to say,
Momaw Nadon.
There you go.
Or
what?
Was the third one?
Hammerhead, according to 1978 Lucasfilm documents.
Or Richard.
Blue tank top white beater head. Join us next time when we will discuss Shakti.
Thanks for listening to Star Wars in Character. Star Wars in Character is part of the neozaz.com network of podcasts. For more great podcasts and original entertainment, please visit www.neozaz.com. Star Wars in Character is not affiliated with nor endorsed by Lucasfilm Limited or 20th Century Fox. Star Wars and all Star Wars universe characters, places, or Star Wars related items are the copyright of Lucasfilm Limited or their respective trademark and copyright holders. Visit www.swic.neozaz.com for the latest Star Wars in Character episodes and information.
Should I tell you what my dumb introduction is of you guys? Or should you want to be...
I'm fine with it being a surprise.
Oh, boy. But what if you hate it and you're like, ah?
Well, you'll hear the sound of Skype hanging up.
Matt's not going to care. If anyone's going to hate it, it's going to be Tim.
And then I'm all for it.
It's the worst. Stupid.
And I don't care.
Okay.
We're just doing this for you. This is to make you happy.
Yeah.
The whole podcast.
No, we don't have to do anything.
Everything I do.
I do for you. Bing, ding, 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 ding. I'll go to bed right now.